Hit me up, Vegas, and we are live. I am Mike Duber, your host with the most Jello jokes. Jello, it's softer than your neighborhood millennial. And with me today...
Did you have all day to work on that?
I did. There was a lot of other ones that I almost wanted to go with. But that was the one that I chose.
I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Jay. And with me today here is Crazy Jay, king of the internet. Welcome in, Jay.
King of internet radio.
Radio. Who is the king of the internet?
Al Gore. He invented it.
Get out of here.
Don't you remember? He said that.
I was too young for that.
Yeah, research it. There's I think there's YouTube videos of him saying that he created the internet.
So he's king of it or father?
Well, does it matter?
I think the king of the internet right now is
Pornhub.
Pornhub, yes. I was right there with you.
Or your eyebrows, which are on point again today.
Thank you. I actually, when I was younger, I used to try to hide behind them like bushes, but it really didn't work.
See, that should have been the name of your podcast, Behind the Brow.
Oh, goodness. I've heard it all. The other week, I was actually at a show, and that's all they wanted to talk about. I had the audience being like, tell us about your brows. And it was about something else, and I had to go to the brows and go right to it. So we have a great show lined up today. Mr. Born Winner should be stopping in very soon, your guest. And also, we are going to be talking about the Karaoke Comedy Roast. That's Saturday, November 16th, 2 to 4. That's coming up. We're going to chat about that, as well as struggles and ups and highs about Las Vegas comedy production. Because Mr. Born Winner has produced his shows all over the East Coast, West Coast. So we're going to cover that. Jay, you've produced comedy, correct?
It's been a while, but yeah, I have.
Is there a reason you stopped?
Yes. And we're not going to get into it until next week.
All right, for sure. Thank you for standing in, by the way. We also got some hot news in Vegas. We're going to find out why a Henderson man fell out of his car and ran himself over.
That's always interesting.
It is.
I'm going to say meth.
That's always the top go. When you hear Henderson or East Side, you're like,
meth.
It was a family. They were 8 years old.
Doesn't mean you're not doing meth.
Exactly. Good old Hendo.
They might not have been kids. They just could have been stunted from their growth because they've done so much meth.
Yes, they could be like dwarf meth heads.
Right.
Yes, dwarf heads.
Yeah.
Oh, you never know. What brought you here to Vegas, actually, I wanted to ask?
Walt Disney.
Being in Vegas at the New York.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there as well. We talked about this before.
Yes. Yeah, I worked at Disneyland prior to them opening up Downtown Disney. I worked there for a while. And then I just I was doing rides. My main attractions were Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Indiana Jones.
Ooh, Indiana Jones sounds fun.
Did you
have a favorite?
It was fun.
Indiana Jones was your favorite ride?
Jungle Cruise was my favorite.
Why is that?
Well, because before they changed it and you couldn't go off script, they let you say things. They let you you could say funny things. And so usually when me and my buddy Dave worked together is usually when the comedy came, because he would usually be in the boat behind me. So I could always throw a joke out and he could play off of it. So there were always, like when Aladdin came out, the cartoon, guys, the cartoon. They had an Aladdin restaurant. So when you came through the exit, when you were exiting the Jungle Cruise, there was an Arabian themed Aladdin restaurant, and they had Arabic written on the side of the building.
They serve snake?
No, I don't know what they served, but I saw it the first day. I was like, oh, that's new. So the second time I went through, I go, okay. So by the third time, I had a joke for it, and I was like, hey, thanks for being with us here on the Jungle Cruise today. My name is Jay. If you had a great time, let me know. If not, my email address is on the wall. We went around, they saw it was all in Arabic.
Oh wow.
So they were like, so that's how I used that joke. It was just freedom of it. And then they opened up Downtown Disney, and I wanted to just get out of the park for a while. They opened up ESPN Zone, so I said, let's give it a try. So I was a manager at ESPN Zone, the one in Anaheim, and then they decided to open one here at New York, and they needed a training manager. So they're like, hey, put in for it. So I put in for it. We were going to be gone 3-4 months. Oh. Everything was paid for, apartment. We got a per diem, all that stuff. So it was cool. And we trained the staff, and I was responsible for training the people in the game arena upstairs and all that. And then, after they opened, they came to me and said, do you want to work here full time?
Take it.
And I
Vegas?
said, yeah, I need a change. And what was funny was, I guess when I was a kid, I used to tell my parents that I was going to live in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to live there someday.
And when I worked there, they had the next door Monte Carlo just caught on fire. I was there maybe like a year in, and we went outside, and my boss, the chef there, Chris, he filmed it and sent it right to CNN, and it was like the first footage of the Monte Carlo on fire from him.
I was already out of there by then, because I worked there 3.5 years before I said.
Oh, we were chilling though. We were out there drinking and stuff. We were watching it.
I was in an airplane flying home to see my parents, and we went a different route. So I was like, "Why are we flying this way?" Because you always fly out the same way when you go to the same place. Mm-hmm. And then there was a delay. Like, why? What's taking so long? And even before we left McCarran, they were like. They kept saying, "Oh no, there's ice. There's ice on the runways in Idaho."
Oh, geez.
And so I tell my parents that. My dad's like, "It's not snowing here. There's nothing wrong with the runway. Planes are landing left and right." So that's when we knew that there was a problem. And then when we got up in air and we flew over, they were still building City Center, and we could see these flames. And I was like, "Oh, City Center's on fire." That's what it looked like from the plane. So when I got off the plane, I get all these text messages. Monte Carlo's on fire, and they're sending me pictures, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
We offered at ESPN Zone, we offered refugees from the Monte Carlo like half off. We were like, "We'll take that business." They were running out of there. Like, it was legit on fire. Back in the 80s, they didn't treat the MGM like that because they never heard of a casino fire back then. But when the MGM caught on fire,
changed everything.
There was old ladies at their machine. They didn't even want to move. Yeah. And there's like a wall of fire coming at them. They was about to sub-zero it.
Yeah.
It was, nope, I'm playing for the jackpot, guys.
Yeah. The building's burning down.
Yeah. They're like, I don't care. I got stay here for free, I came from England. I don't care. I'm not leaving this chair. MGM's selling now. You hear this?
They're selling a lot of properties.
They're selling the MGM.
I know.
Put that shit up on Zillow. What do you think they'll get? $10 billion?
No, $87.
A voucher too.
Yeah, for free buffet.
A voucher.
But you still have to pay for parking.
They're gonna send out coupons to sell their own.
Yeah,
you can get those MGM.
They're gonna have it in the slot tournament as a grand prize.
The grand prize, slot tournament.
Win this lovely property.
It's always the person that never plays too that wins here in Las Vegas. They're like, "Oh, I was just stopping in for work and threw $1 in."
What's the most you've ever won?
Oh, I've walked away from the blackjack table with almost 12 grand.
Most I ever won was $950 on a slot machine.
Oh, that's a
Tropicana. I wasn't even living here yet.
Really?
We were. My mom's friend was getting married at the Trop, and we were waiting. The wedding that was ahead of us was running a little late. I dropped a couple bills in. I still was young. I was like 22, 23, so I hadn't really gambled all that much. So I just put $3 in and quarter machines at the time. They still fill out when you hit. You didn't get that voucher bullshit.
I remember the Fitzgerald had that too.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, some of the machines downtown still do, but not all of them.
Until it got taken over by that D.
Yeah.
D came, wiped out the Fitzgerald.
So just before the wedding, I hit three super diamonds. And it just went ding, 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 ding. And I'm grabbing and buckets. That's when they still had buckets on the side of the machine. Mm-hmm. And, so I would, So I didn't know. I didn't know how much was in there. And I was just sitting there in the wedding going, would you just say I do already? Just say I do. I just say I do. And so they finally, when they finished, I ran to the cashier's cage and I dumped it in, and it was $950.
In quarters.
It was like 8 buckets. That was great.
I said, "Come on, Grandma, we're going out
Then
tonight."
a few years later, I bought a car, like my first official car, and me and my buddy's like, "Hey, where are we going to take it for a test drive?" I'm like, "Let's go to Vegas." And so we went to Vegas, and I put, the big dollar slots where the big coins fall, boom, 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 boom. I had $25 left, and we were getting ready to go home, and I put it in the slot, and I got three sevens all the way across, and it was like $500. So I was like, "Oh, cool, we have enough money to get home now."
I've never ever made anything on those in a straight line. I'm more of a skills person. I play a Texas Hold'em is what I like to play. My family taught me how to play poker when I was a kid.
I like video blackjack.
When we moved out here, my family, they throw you cards, your family, you pay for chips or cookies or something. But they put me against the mirror. So I was just sitting there and they could see, for years, they could see my hand. And I'm just a kid and I always lost. Messed up, man. That's some Vegas life. I was playing Yahtzee the other day and we ended up with money on the table almost. We're going to hit up some news. We're going to find out about this guy
That fell out of his car.
that fell out of his car. So Henderson police are stating that a man yesterday was hit and hospitalized by himself. He jumped out of his SUV on accident. 84-year-old man jumping out of his SUV on accident. Now, this takes it to a whole new level of ghost riding the whip. You is going to ghost ride into a ghost. But 84 years old, you shouldn't be driving. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Still?
I think I no, take it away. I think I can say I think my dad's officially done driving.
Done.
Yeah, he's the last time he drove here, he gotten into a little small fender benders, and of course it wasn't his fault. It was everybody else's fault.
I think health insurance nowadays should cover Uber rides for the elderly.
I didn't even be insurance. It should just be free.
Through who? Uber? They're never going to give anything free. If they give you something free, it's because they want 30 of your dollars first.
If you're 80 or over, you should get the ride for free. Where's it going to go that you're going to cost that much? They're going to go to the store, spend $5. They're not driving all over town.
I mean, old people are easy Uber passengers. You get them in there. It might take a little bit longer to get them in the car, but they don't say much. And if they do, they just ran about some time. They don't even remember.
Then make a company that is specifically for the elderly.
What would you call it?
Slow and Go.
Take you to get your coffee and newspaper.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do something that gives old people their coffee and newspaper and brings it to them? I deliver the coffee and the newspaper to you together.
Why does everything have to have a dollar amount to it? Just stop being a dick and take the elderly where they need to go.
I can't wait to be old. I really can't, because then I'm gonna listen to this and I'm gonna be like, what the was I talking about, Michael? Yeah. Well, the other stuff going on in the news is Nevada's neighbor, Utah, says goodbye to 3.2% alcohol, and they are raising that to a 4%.
That's good.
I believe as of Friday. And the reason they stuck with 4% is because they wanted to stick with the same number of average wives that a male has.
Right.
So they just were like,
with the regulated shot bottles.
That was the big fight. It was like, well, if you could have 4 wives, then why can't you have 4% alcohol?
Well, and the thing that sucks is not everybody that lives in Utah is religious. So you're ruining the whole town, the whole state. Just
by making weak beer, right?
Right. Well, just all your rules are dumb.
Exactly. They I don't know. But they run this city though. They definitely control a lot here in Las Vegas. It was like that for a while. They said they pushed the mafia out, actually.
You're talking about the Mormons?
The Mormons?
The Mormons.
I was like, why do women even trust something that's Mormon? It's like, do you want more men, women? Like, come on now.
I can say it because I used to be a member of the church.
They do. One thing I heard about the Mormon church is that they do help each other. like because you pay your dues and stuff, and then they're supposedly supposed to be like going shopping sprees to like Smith and Gucci, you know, like they come here if you don't have enough clothes, they'll come and bring you some Louis Vuitton.
Where did you? Oh, I get it. Right, because when you die, you also get a mansion in heaven.
I think there's some other stuff they promised. I think they also promise you like a big bowl of Lucky Charms.
Well, that's a given for any religion. It's not really a bowl. It's like a swimming pool, and they never go bad.
They don't.
They never get soggy. Every time you get in there, it's just perfect.
It is exactly perfect in a bowl of cereal. I use almond milk in my cereal though.
Do you know Linda Lou?
Linda who?
Linda Lou, the
Linda
comedian.
Lou who?
Linda Lou, that's her name. Comedian.
If I've seen her, yes. I'm bad with names, but if I've seen her face,
Well,
maybe.
she was a co-host on the Rock and Comedy Show for a long time, and we were talking about favorite cereals one day, and I had said Lucky Charms.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "How old are you?" And I said, "You show me on the box where there's an age limit."
There is no.
I go, my 60, 70-year-old aunt still eats Frosted Flakes.
Wow, that's tough on those gums.
She loves them. She loves them.
That's why a lot of old people like Jell-O too. I think they need a Jell-O cereal.
Ew.
What's up with that?
I've made Jell-O Zip Fizz.
Jell-O Zip Fizz and then snorted it?
No, I made it. I put it in the gelatin stuff.
Oh, geez. What's your favorite Las Vegas casino that imploded?
Oh, by far,
Yes.
Stardust.
The Stardust is your favorite because of the old classic times in there?
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was one of the first places I stayed when I came to visit, and it was just a good time in there.
Did you see Elvis there?
You see it in a lot of movies.
Yes, you do.
First place I ever saw Anthony Cools was at the Stardust because he used to perform there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
What
Second favorite?
Mine was Riviera. I
that's my second favorite.
part of my soul belongs at a dollar blackjack table at the Riviera. It's never left. It's just still there at the table.
It just got so dirty, and they just stopped caring about it.
They still had a nice lounge though. All the way through, they had a great band at their lounge, and it was just a good kind of feeling. And people were dancing there by the lounge. And I remember they would do the Congo line at like 2, 3 in the morning. Nothing wakes you up like a Congo line.
Yeah,
Like Congo line, Coke line, same thing. It's Las Vegas. You see a lot of crazy stuff out there on the strip, and the Riviera is fun.
yeah, lots of good stuff.
What about the Windmill? Have you ever been, or Peppermill? Sorry, Windmill.
I love the Peppermill.
You have
Fireside in the back.
a great experience you've had there.
Yeah.
Your top one? You have a top or one memorable one?
We were in there one night hanging out, and Wayne Newton bought everybody drinks.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he was hanging out.
Was he dancing and singing?
No, he was just there, and it was the fireside thing in the back, so there wasn't too many, but it was like 3:00 in the morning. There was maybe like 15 or 20 of us. We were all hanging out. And he just walked through, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, it's Wayne Newton," and he goes, "That's right, folks, it's me, Wayne Newton." and he shook everybody's hand and took pictures. He wasn't a dick. He was cool. You know, I've met Wayne Newton 3 times. Yeah.
Really? 3 times?
Yeah, I have a picture with him. Me and Mad Mike have a picture with him, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because, yeah, the last show that he did at the Tropicana, he had a big red carpet event, and our friend Rich Natoli was doing the voices in the show, the voiceovers. So he said, "Hey, if you guys want to go to the red carpet," and Vanna White was there, and Carrot Top was there. There was all these people. We have all these pictures with all these people. It was great. Yeah.
I've met a lot of people here. Mike Tyson, I've met out here in Vegas.
I met
you
Tyson.
just see him, you know. And
I met him at the MGM after he did his one-man show.
Tyson, and then Carrot Top I've met as well. Louis Anderson, I seen order a steak and eat it with about 30 different sauces that we had in the restaurant. Gave it to him, and he mixed all the sauces together. It was like we called it the Louis Anderson mystery sauce, and he ate his steak with it. It was an abomination, but it was funny.
It was fun watching Louis Anderson and what's his name? I just had a blank on his name. He's one of my favorite comics. I'll come
Carrot
back.
Top?
No, I'll come back to it.
Carrot Top used to come in and eat like
Brian
grilled
Regan.
cheese.
Brian Regan and Louis Anderson did karaoke in the green room at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, nice.
Because Harry Basil puts that together like once a month, and he calls it Harryoke. So,
Just the name sounds
so
funny.
a lot of comics that aren't even like booked, they'll just show up, and you don't know who's going to be in there. So some like you could be hanging out, and then like Dice will show up, Roseanne is showing up. Like it's funny. Like it's really cool.
It is. That Dice is a cool guy. I've met him a few times. I made a smoothie for him, and he he thought it was too thin. So he's like, it needs some ice in there, guy. And he pointed his finger, all in that same character, because I think that's his real character, right?
I think he's done it for so long he can't get out of it.
He's stuck in that character. He's in China. He knows 5 different languages. He's still yelling.
Like when I interviewed Gilbert Gottfried, and when we were having lunch, he talked to me in his normal voice. So that was a trip. But at the same time, I was grateful because I'm like, I can't have lunch with him if he's going to be like, that's a great sandwich the whole time. Like, it would be so much. And so it was kind of startling. It was kind of like, oh, at the first, because you're like, oh, that's his real voice. He's like, hey, man, thanks for having me on your show today. And then, like, you turn the thing on to record it, and he's like, hey.
That's strange. Gilbert Gottfried, I have a pet peeve of his voice. I was mentioned this recently, but I picture like one of the worst things in life to wake up to is being like tied down and Gilbert Gottfried just speaking to you. Like, are you awake yet?
Have you seen the little video they made of Gilbert Gottfried reading an excerpt of 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes, I saw that.
It's so good. You cannot not laugh, even if you don't like him when he's like vagina, because you just think of the bird on Aladdin. That's all I can think of.
I can imagine it's just the worst thing is probably like his basement. Like Gilbert Gottfried basement probably sounds and looks like his voice altogether. It's like you go in there and you just hear like sounds of like eagles falling out of the sky.
I watched him clear the room at Brad Garrett's telling the Aristocrats joke, and he was warned not to do it. Brad Garrett told him, you will not do that joke.
Jeez.
And he started it, and he kept going, and women were grabbing their purses, they were going, and he just kept going, and he was laughing about it, and the room cleared out. And then when it was all done, you could hear in the back, you could hear in the green room in the back, you heard Brad Garrett go, you will never work in this club again. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, Brad was pissed. He was so pissed.
Can only imagine. Oh, my. That is worse than his voice.
Did you see that movie, the Aristocrats movie?
I have. There's
so many comics in it. And I remember when it came out, my mom said she had rented it. She goes, I rented this movie. It's called The Aristocrats. And your dad wanted to see because all these comics. And I go, don't watch that. Don't watch that. You're not going to. I said, do you even know what that is? She goes, well, they said it's the history of the world's greatest joke. I said, no, not greatest joke, Mom. It's the dirtiest joke ever told.
You told that to your mom?
I told her I didn't tell her the joke, but I said, I don't think you're really going to enjoy that.
Oh.
And she got, I think into the third one is George Carlin, when he was like, it started with me looking down her asshole. And then my mom was like, okay, I'm out. You know?
Man, we are going to hit our sponsors, though, real quick, and we will be back. And our guest should be here very shortly, guys. I hope you stay tuned. See you in a minute.
Hey, this is Scotty Griffin. You're listening to RadioVegas.rocks.
Hey, listen up, guys. I'm here to tell you about Ball Wash. That's right. Ball Wash wants you to stay clean, smell great, and be fresh. Let's face it gets a little funky down there. Nobody likes it. So Ball Wash, it's all about quality grooming products for men that work hard, play harder, and care what they put on their body. Ball Wash, Sack Spray, and Nut Rub are the ultimate trio to keep your package in perfect condition. I gotta tell you, I was skeptical at first, but I tried the ball wash, for your nuts, butt, and body with activated charcoal, and it is a feeling like no other. But it's cool because they've also got the sack spray. That's right. They don't disguise what it is. It's definitely for the sack, and it's awesome because it neutralizes odor and irritation. We know it gets a little hot and gummy down there. It's disgusting, right? We're disgusting. And they've also got the nut rub. You gotta love the nut rub. Ballwash.com is where you're gonna want to go. You're gonna want to enter the coupon code Radio Vegas. You're gonna get 15% off. Gotta check them out, guys. It is totally worth it. Get Ballwash today. Go to ballwash.com. Coupon code. Remember it. Radio Vegas, and you're gonna get 15% off. Hey everybody, it's Jay from the Rockin' Comedy Show. I've been doing this for a while, and people still come up to me and say, that's a great shirt. Where did you get it? $6shirts.com, if you haven't heard by now. That's where I get the majority of all of my funny t-shirts. $6 each, or 10 tees for $50. They have a great selection. It's fast shipping. And I'm telling you guys, you can't get a deal like 10 tees for $50 anywhere else. 10 tees, $50. Funny t-shirts of all kinds for $6 each. Thousands of t-shirts to choose from. You'll spend hours looking at their website. They've got guys tees, girls tees, guys tanks, shirts that are inappropriate for work. They've got sweatshirts, hoodies, prints. Of course, not all of those are $6, but they start at $6 and they work their way up. Thousands of t-shirts just starting at $6, but you got to take advantage of that deal. That 10 t-shirt for $50. Check them out now, $6shirts.com.
Hey, it's Mad Mike of the Rockin' Comedy Show. I can't handle spicy foods, like, at all. The last time I had hot sauce, I practically shat myself. But let me tell you folks, Juan's Flaming Fajita in Cantina is so good! I absolutely love it. I just bring an extra pair of underwear when I go. So join me at Juan's Flaming Fajita and Cantina, located on 9640 West Tropicana. See you there.
Kicker Audio. Living loud.
I am hanging out currently in the Kicker Audio studio. You know what? Hold on. Let's do this right. The Kicker Audio studio. That's right. The Kicker Audio studio here at RadioVegas.rocks is where I do my show, and a lot of people do their shows out of here. And you're wondering, wow, that's really cool that they named it the Kicker Audio studio. You know why? Because every single headphone at Radio Vegas is Kicker Audio. I actually have a tour at home that I use when I'm just walking around the house playing music. I have it Bluetooth connected to my devices. I also play video games a lot, and some mobile games. I get to use my Tavors on those, and the quality is amazing, especially if you're doing a shooter game. I can hear people walking 40 meters away. I know that makes no sense to you if you don't game, but it is the advantage that I have. I gotta tell you, they're amazing, and the reason why we call this Kicker Audio Studios is because we use Kicker Audio, and that's the only headphone we use. Check them out, kickeraudio.com.
Kicker Audio. Living loud.
Hey everyone, this is Brendan.
And this is Kevin.
Check out
The Brendan and Kevin Show!
Hang out with us while we play your favorite rock, metal, grunge, and alternative tunes.
Join us next week when we talk about how to drink beer through your anus.
And surprise those stupid aliens during your abduction.
Tune in every Saturday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on RadioVegas.rocks.
Couldn't believe
Hey, this is Scotty Griffin. You're listening to Radio Vegas.
From top to bottom, the Golden
Regulated
Tiki
by
is the most
nobody
interesting
but our
bar in
internet
Las
provider
Vegas.
and
Has
our
so many
ability
hidden
to
treasures
pay
inside
the
that you need to go
This is
again and again just to take in the great
RadioVegas.rocks.
decor you may have missed the first time. The Talking Tiki who puts on a show over the bar, or the black velvet paintings that tell the story of the pirate William Tobias Faulkner and his influence on the bar. You gotta love the tiki-inspired ashtrays, including those that blow smoke when you leave a cigarette inside. Hey, don't steal them, that's not cool. Grab some friends and order the treasure chest used for the $499 VIP service, or the $35 Scorpion Bowls, or $45 Zombie Punches. The skeleton that puts on his own show, or the waterfall, the lucky tiki you need to rub, the twinkle lights. I could go on and on, but just come down to the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road, and experience the hidden hideaway for yourself. Did I mention at the Golden Tiki you should look for the Easter eggs hidden throughout the bar? Return and you'll most likely discover new things you didn't notice before, like Wilson hanging out behind the bar, or Bigfoot's footprint. The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road.
Griffin, you're listening to RadioVegas.rocks.
Hey, I am Mike Duber. Welcome back to Hit Me Up Vegas. And with us is your guest this week, Mr. Born Winner, a.k.a. Bruce Jackson, aka Vegas. What is up, Bruce?
Man, not too much, man. I got a lot of names, man. I got a lot. I ain't know how you was gonna introduce me. I was like, man, I don't know which name you gonna say.
Man, I just started to pull out Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Hey, I get all of that. When people hear my real name, they were like, "Do you go by Bill?" Because my real name is William.
William.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that.
Hey, thanks for showing up.
Oh yeah, man.
Tuesday we had thanks to Crazy Jay who had stepped in earlier.
Oh yeah.
I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna run it solo. And then he's like, nah, I'll sit in, we'll chat. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Yeah. We were chatting comedy and we were talking about comedy shows, and you put together comedy shows all over the country, right?
Not all over the country. I wish, hopefully one day I could say that, but I have done shows in Baltimore, Maryland, where I'm from, and then I've done shows here in Vegas. So
East Coast, West Coast.
East
Cover
Coast,
the whole
West Coast, yeah.
East Coast, West Coast comedy scene. Do you find a difference in Vegas versus Baltimore?
Definitely a big difference. Definitely a big difference. I like the Vegas scene here, though. It's a lot harder. It's like working extra hard to get people to really come out and support live comedy.
It is.
Vegas.
You gotta throw a hook on somebody, and
yeah.
No, you know the thing here in Vegas, people don't like to go 10 minutes farther, and farther than 10 minutes, like from their house, you know, because there's so much.
I feel like you got to offer money for people to come out to stuff here. It's such a gambling city, man. It's like you got to have like raffles or giveaways, prostitution. We got everything here at the show. Come on out, then they'll come. You know, so it's a different city.
You got to throw out money. They say it's even hard to date in this city because the slot machines, you know, and the money. Like, how are you gonna be more memorable than a royal flush?
Yeah, right, right. So it's definitely difficult, man. A lot of the women here, man. It's wild, man. A lot of the women here are just wild. You know, so
there's some good ones,
and that's why it's probably hard to date in this city because like everybody just know what they want to do. Like it's just like, why do I want a relationship? I have everything at my disposal, literally everything.
Everything. That's the early 20 life out here. You know, you find someone in Las Vegas in their early 20s, they're still going out to the strip and partying at the nightclubs.
Yeah.
You have a favorite nightclub?
Dre's. I like Dre's. Dre's probably be my favorite nightclub.
They bring in the big liners.
If Benny was here, I would have to say Light, you know, because Benny works at Light. So if he was here, he wouldn't let me say Dre's, but Dre's is my favorite.
And I like the Omnia too. Omnia's got a bunch of room, you know, like things. The craziest thing I seen at a club one time was a cop came up and asked me in uniform if I had any drugs on me.
Wow.
And I was like, man. Wow. But then again, it was Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So they just expect it. I mean, but you do look like a drug dealer or user. You know, one of the two. You look like it. So that's probably why I asked you, man.
I look like a drug dealer?
I'm just joking, man. So we supposed to have fun. I have the ability to joke with a straight face. So, you know.
That's a good ability because I thought you were serious as fuck right now. I was like, this dude's serious. Do I look like a drug dealer? Because I could play this to my advantage.
Right. You could.
I'm going to start selling some
what
sugar
does a drug
to
dealer
kids.
look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably a big question.
I don't know, man. When I was a kid, we used to always ask people to get us cigarettes and beer and stuff. No one's ever asked me. No kids ever asked me nowadays.
Wow.
I've never been asked to buy a kid beer. Have you?
Oh, yeah. I've been asked.
Out on the street?
Yeah, like I might be at a gas station. There might be a little kid outside. Hey, can you buy me a whatever beer? You know,
Mickey's?
Yeah, they'll name a beer. I'm not a big drinker, but you know, I don't know all the names.
And then his girl's like, "Don't forget the Mike's Hard Lemonade."
Right. Yeah, even tobacco. I mean, you'll get kids. Hey, can you buy me a wrap? Can you buy me a blunt? Blah blah blah. Like they'll ask. You know.
Man, no one's ever asked me. Maybe I look like a cop.
It's because you're black.
Maybe it's the eyebrows. My eyebrows just scare people. They're just like, damn, man. I don't even trust someone with eyebrows like that.
They probably think you're going to run off with their shit. Like, no, don't ask him. He's just going to take your money and run off with
And there's nothing
booze.
you could do. What are you going to do? Go to the police? Like, just stole my money for alcohol? They're going to be like, good. Shouldn't be drinking, little shit.
Right.
That's funny, man. Yeah. I love it out here in Vegas. Have you hosted shows as well, right?
I have. I've hosted shows, curated shows. I love live entertainment, man. I fell in love with live entertainment a few years ago, and I've been rocking ever since, man. Doing shows every chance I get, and working with a ton of dope, talented artists, man. I recently started doing comedy, so like comedy's new to me, but producing shows is I'm kind of like got some skin in the game at this point. I've been doing it for a while now.
Getting people out of their house, networking.
Yeah.
And
that's really what it is. Just networking, building, letting people know that you're into. Like I always let people know I'm a fan of live entertainment. So when I put on a show, I put on a show that the viewers are going to enjoy. Sometimes when people put on the show, they put on the show just so they can get stage time and break people out and look like the man. I ain't interested in looking like the man. I'm just more so interested in people coming out, having a good time, and saying, when is the next one?
Yeah, you'll notice a lot of people in production, they don't even want their face on there.
Right.
They don't want to host neither, because you put it together and sometimes it's like it's like music, man. When you put it together, you just want to watch it.
Right.
You want to be part of that audience as well. You want to, because you want that audience view.
Right.
Because you put it together.
Right.
Like a maestro.
Yeah.
For sure. As well, it comes with the nightclubs in Vegas, like we were talking about Omnia and Light, Dre's, of course, Dre's. What comes with the food afterwards? Where you be rolling? You be rolling through the pepper mill?
Oh, yeah, man. I like the pepper mill. I haven't been to the side with the fire pit yet, though. I heard I got to go to the side with the fire pit.
Yeah, we were just talking about Wayne Newton serving drinks out there and stuff, buying everyone drinks in the back
really?
By the fire pit. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
Mr. Vegas himself.
I haven't experienced that yet.
That's but still the whole thing, and some crazy shit happens out there. I had someone try to sell me magazine subscriptions the other day out there.
At the pepper mill?
Yeah. Like outside the pepper mill. I'm like, why? Who sells magazine subscriptions still?
Like what magazine was it?
They had the whole list. Like you look through the whole list. It was like
it probably was a scam.
I mean, I looked through the list. They was legit.
It's a lot of scams here in Vegas. Let me tell you this story really
scams,
quick.
Bro.
Definitely a parking lot scam. My dad went to Sam's Club, Mike.
Yeah.
He went to Sam's Club, and my dad just dent in his car. And he went to Sam's Club. This guy said, "Hey, man, I take that dent out your car." He's like, "Oh, really?" Like, "Yeah, man, give me $60. I take my dad already knows it's a couple $100 job. He like, "All right, cool, $60. By the time he comes out of the store, this dude has this stuff covered over this dent. And he's like, "Yeah, man, just give it an hour and you can just go ahead and wash it off and it's like good as new." Man, when I tell you, my dad was like, "Yeah, man, you mind washing this stuff off the car?" Man, I went to start scrubbing it. One, it wouldn't come off. And then I felt that the dent was still there. I'm like, "Pops, you done gave this dude $60 to remove a dent. All he did was put some toothpaste over your dent and tell you it was fixed." This dude just milked him out of $60, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. This city is wild, man. A lot of scams in this city.
What is it called? It's called, his company's name was like Crest Right.
I don't know what his company name was.
There.
Yeah, he got that plaque-free dent removal.
They used to hit me when I was a teenager. They started hitting me at Kmart outside with the perfume and fragrances. And they'd be like, "Yo, this smells just like Polo, right?" Or whatever, like Calvin Klein. And they just hit me with something like fierce that was like complete like jungle doo-doo flavor. And it just hit me in the face as a teenager. I'm like, man, I don't trust these scams, man.
You gotta be careful out here, man. I was even when I was looking for jobs, man, I had this one job reach out to me and say, "Yeah, we want to hire you, but we're in some country and we opening up an office in Vegas." And long story short, they said, "Oh, it's gonna be a work from home job. We need you to get the equipment. We're gonna send you a check to get the equipment, but we need you to go to this certain place. Once you cash the check, take the money to this place and get your equipment." By the time I heard all that, I was like, "I know what this is. I ain't about to fall. I ain't about to deposit no check." I done been down that road in my 20s, depositing checks in your account just to find out it's a bogus check, and now somebody chasing you down for some money. Like, I ain't doing all that.
I've seen some of those good ones that are like, man, this is actually something I could get with this right here. Like, we going to opening up a new account. I haven't had an account in 8 years with Wells Fargo, but they got that bonus, boy, and it's not bad, man. You make yourself some quick cash. They do that sign-on bonus, but there's some loops and stuff. You find them loopholes, and you be out there in the car pushing the last tank of gas going to Wells Fargo. Like, I'm signing people up. Got my crew with me. We signing everybody up.
Oh, wow.
I signed my kid up for a bank account. He's 3, bro. and it was one of those business accounts, bro. They're like, "What's your 3-year-old got a business account for?"
Oh, wow, that's a different type of scam, man.
For that bonus.
That's at Wells Fargo. They just opening up business accounts for anybody.
Nah, there's these loopholes to where you could get like people added on and stuff, you know. Like I've seen them out there. I've seen a bunch of scams, man. I've seen the candy bar scam that the teenagers be running outside the dispensary sometimes.
Oh, like it's for basketball camp or some kind of camp, game, league, something.
I asked him his number. He said 103. I was like, bro, your team number is 103. I ain't that high, bro. I'm on the way in.
They got me once or twice. I normally be trying to be generous sometimes. So normally kids I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? And I think anytime I see kids not doing anything like malicious, you know, I try to support as much. If they selling something, I buy it. Just to support because they doing something positive. Because they could be doing something way. They could be breaking into somebody's house.
Bro, I've had them admit to me that they wasn't on a basketball team, and I still gave them money because I was like, I respect that. You out here hustling.
At least it's
so
a
I still
product,
gave them.
you know
I was like, no, I don't even want the candy, bro. I still gave them the money.
I don't mind. You know, I know these kids. I mean, they got their hustle. I admire the hustle for anybody. If a kid go to the 99-cent store and buy some candy and sell it for $5 a piece, like I'm gonna support this because I feel like, okay, this is you know, exercising your entrepreneurial abilities. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind investing in that.
See it.
You know?
We used to in 3rd grade. We used to go to the store and steal mechanical pencils and resell them at school for like huge. I would sell a mechanical pencil for $5. I don't know why kids was paying it. Yeah. Like you can't just go to the store and get one for the same price.
It's supply and demand. You got it right here, right now for this price. I ain't got to go to the store and get it. You know
exactly.
And that's kind of the benefit of it. You know, like right now, everything's available on Amazon. But if I was right here in front of you right now, like Mike, I got an iPhone X right now. You can buy for $200. You know the value of the iPhone X. You be like, shucks, I might can get it for $100 on Amazon, but shucks, it's right here for $200. I know it's worth more than that. Shucks, I might buy it. You know, so
because you can still resell it. In my mind, I'm like, I'll resell that.
Right. So
next time a kid asks me for beer, I'm gonna sell him that iPhone. Oh yeah. We were gonna talk about that show, yeah, because you had mentioned earlier that giveaways and things like that. You gotta offer people money in Vegas because this is a money city.
Gotta have a
like they going out to get some money, you know. So we got the karaoke comedy roast coming up, and we got money. People, first place is $75, second place $25. We're also giving away $170 gift card to Vegas sports and hockey.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be packed.
$170
it's
gift
gonna be
card.
packed. Everybody gonna be there.
At the Golden Tiki, where I mean, it should be a good crowd. We got some money online. We also give out 2 gift cards to $25 each to TSP Bacon Company. That's on the north side off of Decatur by the LVAC over there. Wow. I've had some of their cupcakes, bro. Yeah. My kid was all you know how little kids just get messy with them cupcakes.
Right.
And we giving away some stuff, and it should be a great show. We're gonna have people singing karaoke. I'm gonna sing karaoke and then get roasted.
Oh wow. Okay.
And Benny,
when is that? Saturday?
Saturday, the November 16th.
November 16th. Okay.
2 to 4. It's an early show. 2 to 4.
All right, cool. Yeah, I might be able to check that out on a Saturday. Yeah, I'm off on Saturdays now, so it's kind of cool.
Harrison Dye will be roasting. Johnny
I
Brim.
don't like them guys. I don't like Harrison Dye or Johnny Brim.
Ooh, you don't like them?
No,
huh?
I don't. I love those guys.
Oh,
yeah, I love those guys.
You
Man,
fooled me. He fooled me. I was like, oh, I'm going to see it later. Man, my face was like, what?
Johnny Brim was one of the comedians, and Harrison Dye, they both were 2 of the comedians I met first hitting the comedy scene here. You know, doing shows. Johnny Brim came and supported my room I had at Ninja Karaoke. So did Harrison Dye. They both came. I'm fans of both of them. I've watched them develop even over this past year as comedians. Like they're both dope, talented comedians, and they're out here working. They're pursuing their dreams and their passions, working hard, and I admire that. I love
funny
to see
both
people,
of them too.
Yeah, I love to see them, and they both tour guys by chance too. They're both tour guys. They're both in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, doing the Grand Canyon comedy tour. It's Grand Canyon comedy tour,
it's
right?
Dope. Yeah, I don't know if it's a comedy tour, but I know it's definitely a tour.
Oh, they crack.
But they do have like a comedy tour thing here. I've seen like the bus is like comedy on deck or something like that. But I don't know if they work for that particular company or not. I don't know.
Yeah, so they're very quick on the spot. We'll have them there. And you been to Golden Tiki ever?
I have not yet. I've seen advertised before, but I have not. It's hard for me to get out to everything. And I think now that, our month of October is done at the Red Palm, so like we don't have any shows right now. So like now I can get out on the scene and start to hit some other rooms and support some other rooms. But it's hard normally trying to manage a work life, a personal life, and pursue your dream and passion in the arts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's a
for
lot.
sure. Dad life too. You have kids?
Yeah, and I'm a dad,
Yes.
and it's a long distance relationship with my son because he's in Baltimore. So like he normally is here for like the summertime. He's here for the summer. Anytime school break, he's here.
Let me find out how you get that, because my kids are gone, bro.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, like, let's split this whole year up right now. Get your ass out of here for half the year, boy. But ship you out.
Yeah, I love my son to death, man. I was trying to get him to move here. He looks at Vegas as just a vacation spot. He don't want to live here forever, which I'm cool with that to an extent, because I just feels like, it's some stuff really he don't need to be exposed to here, So, plus the school systems I've heard are not as great as in Baltimore anyway. So, I'm okay with him being in Baltimore, coming out here for the fun times, So.
Exactly. It is for now vacation, but when he gets a little older, he's gonna be like, oh, I kind of want a staycation.
Yeah, that's true too.
You got all it takes is one good experience. I seen people, they have bad experiences in Vegas. They get on a plane 6 months later and come back like they don't care they lost $10,000. They're back at it until they have a good experience. And then they live on that for the rest of their lives.
Well, my son just turned 13, so he's a teenager now, and on top of that, he just started liking some girls. So now I know it's gonna be hard to get him to come here, because now he's like, I want to see my girlfriend. I don't know if it's a girlfriend yet, but he was like, Dad, are you okay with me dating? And at first, I thought he was talking about like in the future. Like, I'm like, no, that's part of the process. Dating is very much a part of the process.
He's like, yeah, I got one right now. He just gave me the okay.
But then once I said, yeah, he was like, all right, cool, because, and I'm just like, oh, wait, you talking about right now, nigga? Like, nah, you can't date right now.
He hit you with the because.
Yeah, he like, yeah, it's this girl. Like, nah, man, you too young. You need to just focus on school.
Yeah.
My parents used to tell me that I ain't get it at that age. Now my parents like, now I can say it. Like, no, you need to focus on your schoolwork. You don't need to get to know no girl. Get to know that textbook.
It starts right when they're born.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Right when they're born, you're like, you come up with dad jokes too. I came up with a dad joke the second it crowned. I was already cracking a dad joke too. It was awful. Everyone just looked at me like, damn, that quick? You can't even wait a day to make a meme? I was like, nope.
Yeah.
We talking about, you got anything coming up? You said that the show at on the Strip at the Red Palms.
That was the whole month of October. Benny Pitts and Ayo and myself, we all put in to make that show a fantastic show for the month of October. It was just a trial basis. We always wanted to have a show on the Las Vegas Strip, and we stumbled upon the Red Palm. Actually, we went to go look at the Mosaic about doing like a quarterly show. And the people who own the Mosaic own the Red Palm. So they was like, well, hey, if you're looking for a smaller space, we have this spot here. And it ended up being a Mediterranean restaurant. We went and looked at it. It was nice. We were like, man, this is dope. We could do a weekly show here. So he was like, okay, well, let's talk to the owner. We went and sat down with the owner and pitched our idea. And he was like, I'll give it a month to see how it goes and what it does. And, we did the whole month, and we sat back down with them and see how it would go, see if they wanted to renew. They was like, nah, we don't want to renew. Like, why not? It was like, well, you're only bringing us $500 a week in revenue, and we want to be like around $2,000. So I'm like, wow, okay. So it's interesting. Like, so I'm pretty sure somebody else would maybe want our $500 in revenue that we can bring
in one show for a 2-hour show.
Yeah, for a 2-hour show.
For a 2-hour
like
show,
if people are eating and drinking, you're making money. So. But,
it is.
I guess on the Strip they want more.
Yeah, they gotta pay more, man. I looked into getting a business on the Strip. I don't even like talk about it, but I was gonna, and they just gotta pay so much rent there. That's a crazy amount of rent on the Strip.
Right, but here's my thing. The Red Palms is already there. It's there. It's sitting there.
Yeah, like what else you got going on?
They're not even open on Wednesdays.
Exactly.
So it's like you open on Wednesdays. What do you pay your cook? $10 an hour? You know what I'm saying? He's there for 2 hours cooking. You have a bartender that's there for 2 hours. Like, what is the real cost is very minimal. So if you're making $500, you're already profitable every week. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me $2,000 additional or $2,500 additional in the month is worth nothing to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, because you really could say, all right, why don't we just stay closed and make nothing? Because that's pretty much what they're saying. It's like, we'll just stay closed and make nothing because that $2,500 a month. Because it was 5 Wednesdays in October.
They're just lazy. They don't want it. They're going to stay closed.
And each
They're gonna
week
stay
got
closed
better
on
and better,
Wednesday.
actually. Each week you started off, it was dead almost. It was like, man, it was like, all right, where everybody at?
Wednesday's the new Thursday. It's baby Thursday, bro. People are partying. They start Wednesday. They sleep it off Monday, Tuesday. Start to gear up. Wednesday's the new day.
Wednesday is a tough day because it's like midweek. One, it's a weekday, so people got to go to work the next day. So it's a tough day, but with consistency, anything can be built. You know, and we showed them that each night, each week that we was there, each week got better and better. Anybody who was there to support that room on Wednesdays, they've seen the growth. You know, Benny Pitts hosted every week. DJ AO DJ'd every week. Spanky Hayes was our guest featured comedian every week that month. And they could see, you know, like, man, this is growing. And then the last night, which was the night before Halloween, that Wednesday, was packed. It was a lot of people. The bar, I know the bar did over $1,000 the last night. It was a really good night. You know, and I told him, I said, even the bartender came to me. He said, man, tonight was amazing. I said, yeah, but y'all giving up on it because it didn't happen. It didn't happen when y'all wanted it to happen, but nothing's built overnight. People don't have patience to allow stuff to grow and build. They think it's supposed to. Nah, I ain't revisiting that. Once you close the door on me, I'm one of them people that's like, okay, just leave it closed. You know, like I don't go back to ex-girlfriends and I ain't going back to no ex-venues. So that's just
I like my
me,
venues, like my girlfriends.
Yeah,
I ain't coming back.
Once the door is closed, it's closed.
I feel you. We got a few minutes left until we got to wrap up. Right. Feels like 1 hour goes by so fast, man. You're here for 30 of it.
Especially when you're late. Yeah, I was late. So.
It's all right, man. I'm one of those types that I stress out to be early sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That
normally I like to be early, but you know, in situations like this, I just started working at the Clark County Credit Union as an auto broker. So like I work with the members auto program. So typically members who come in and apply for an auto loan, they'll come see me. I help them get their special order card, stuff like that. So it's a new job. I've been there like 2 weeks now. So I didn't want to like take the day off or anything, make no crazy requests just yet. So I was like, let me just come late. I know it's from 5 to 6, but you know, I'd rather be late than not come. I wanted to support you, man, because you've been supporting our rooms.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been to a couple shows. I don't get out too much, but that jackpot, man. And honestly, Benny put on a hell of a hosting job there for a small room. I was like, man, this is one of the best hosts I've seen in Las Vegas, hands down. So
I gotta say this because Benny
too.
wasn't able to make it, man, but. He might get mad at me for saying this, but Benny and I have worked hard. Like we've worked diligent and very hard to make this month at Red Palms a success. We came out of our own pockets. We paid the comedians. We paid the DJ.
Yeah.
Nobody can say they didn't get paid from our show.
That's unique in Vegas.
We made a lot of sacrifices. Whew. And I know Benny wanted to be here tonight, but circumstances wouldn't allow it. But I do want to shout out to Benny Pitts, man. Hopefully y'all can reschedule and get him on the show. I know he really wants to be. He's hurt that he's not here. Trust me. He's hurt.
It's all good. He'll be on the karaoke comedy roast. I have him special guest hosting because I know he's that good of a host, and I wanted it to be a great show. And thank you. We're going to be wrapping up, but thank you to our sponsors over there at Vegas Sports and Hockey. They got 2 locations. One over at the South Premium and one in Centennial Hills, a new location too. You go there, you mention RadioVegas.rocks, and you get a free gift.
jersey. Get a free jersey.
Mike
You heard
Duber
it
didn't
right
say
here.
it. I ain't say it.
You heard it right here, ladies.
Nah,
and
they
gentlemen.
giving free gifts. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Mr. Born Winner. That's
Thanks, Mike.
at Mr.
Appreciate it.
Born Winner or Bruce Jackson. There's so many names, and we will see you next week. Hit me up, Vegas.
Yeah.